Said gentleman told us that he felt a voltage leak and that his J2 tried to kill him. We, of course, asked him to send it back to us immediately as soon as we were notified. Our engineers eventually received the J2 system and began to test it. We ran tests on the unit for an entire day and we could detect no problems whatsoever. Further, we will now explain to you why it's a practical impossibility to have given an electric shock. Here we will use a professional grade ohm meter to test the resistance of the Jade 2 electrostatic headphone. We will set the testing voltage at 1000 volts DC, and there will be several points that we will test. First, the metal mesh of both left and right sides. Then we shall move on to the metal parts of the yoke, again both left and right. As you can see, for each, everything is still showing as 0 volts leakage. Now we'll move on to the pads, and we're testing the outer edges of the pads that come into contact with your head. As you can see, again, they're all 0. And now we're testing the inside of the pad where your ear could potentially touch. And again, all the results so far have all shown as 0 volts leakage. And there you are, you can see everything. There has been no voltage leaked across any point on the Jade 2 headphone. We should also point out that human hair is non-conductive, and should you try to pass increasing amounts of voltage through it, given that it's a solid-state protein structure, the structure itself would disintegrate before any electrical current would be allowed to be passed through. This is the power plate of the Jade 2 electrostatic headphones. The gold side is a conductive layer, the black side is non. We tested up to 40,000 volts and there was still no voltage leakage through to the black side. In any normal situation, it is impossible that any electrical discharge could make it through the plate. In addition to the plate, there is also a dust cover. The dust cover frame, which is another layer that the voltage would require to go through. There is also a very thin nano-level thickness diaphragm applied to the dust cover. Additionally, the dust cover itself is also completely non-conductive. There is a non-conductive grill additionally between the dust cover and yourself, so yet another level of protection between the electricity and your ear. Last, we have the ear pad. On the ear pad there is a mesh, and again the mesh is also non-conductive. So you can see that there are actually 4 layers of non-conductive materials between the 200 volt plate and your ear, not to mention also all the air gaps in between each layer. Your ear is surrounded by literally electrically insulating materials and the foam of the pad. We know that there is only a very, very high voltage would be able to penetrate the conductive plate side by itself. Then we have all the other layers in addition, and to breach this we would estimate that it would require several million volts. So, electrically, physics demonstrates that the Jade 2 is a very safe headphone and it is a near impossibility to give you an electric shock in your ear.